So hey, Bruiser, how's
Hello.
everything?
Hello, how are we?
How are we? How's the weather up there?
Wet.
Yeah.
Typical Scottish weather. Wet.
Oh yeah,
Wet and cold.
wet and cold. Yeah. Everybody doing all right then today?
Yeah. Is
As
it?
Yeah.
well as we can be for Monday.
Yeah. Aye.
For sure.
Yeah.
How's your day been though?
All of us have been working.
Yeah, we're all
Nothing
working.
too glamorous.
No.
Yeah, I know. Same here. Working, rushing around. What music are you listening to at the moment, guys? What new music or old music?
I wouldn't get started on that because he's listening to a new album like every day. So name one.
No, you can name one because
I
I'm
can
just
name
I'm just
one.
looking through my phone to see what I've been listening to. 'Cause I've listened to that.
uh, what was I listening to? I was listening to a bit of Queen this morning.
Queen, nice
on the
one.
way to my work. I go through notions of like just like every day on the way to work's a different playlist. So I think Queen was this morning.
Cool. Any song in particular, or just everything?
Radio Gaga is my favourite one.
Oh, you want clapping in the car then?
It's a good choice.
You don't dare. I like Radio Gaga. Shush. I clap in the car and crash in the car.
Anybody else listening to some cool music?
I've been listening to Knowledge of Self by Billy Harper. One of my favourite discoveries this year so far. The spiritual jazz guy. His stuff's
Wow.
class.
Would you like?
It's for someone like me. I'm a big fan of Swans, and I think I listened to a lot of bands like listen to a guy like Billy Harper and realise where a lot of the music and styles came from. It came from
Yeah.
a genre so far removed from rock. It's class. Such good music.
Totally, yeah. That's like spiritual jazz, though. That's a new one.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, wow. Anybody else?
Probably creeper for you, innit?
Oh. I've been sort of really back enjoying Hayley Williams' new record, her solo record, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. I'm going to see her this year in June, so I'm quite excited. So I've been studying up.
Cool. Where are you going to see her?
I believe she's playing the O2 Academy in Glasgow.
All right, oh, cool, cool. Nice one. So can you remember any of you, like an earliest memory of a song that you can ever recall hearing? Like maybe in the car, your parents' car, or...
Yeah, I can. In fact, there's a photo of me I've got when I was like 3 years old, and my
Three?
dad took when I was. My dad said it was the first time that he remembers me listening to music was my dad was a big fan of the Birds, and he was playing the album Turn Turn Turn, and apparently I grabbed the headphones off him, and the first photo of me as a kid is me in like tiny little dungarees, taking my dad's headphones off him to listen to Turn Turn Turn. And I love that song, still love that band.
That's a good one. Anybody else?
I thought it was the one with the sunglasses. For me, the earliest would have been when
Last year.
the ripe old age of 28. I think for me, it was when Gorillaz dropped Clint Eastwood.
Nice, yeah.
And that's the first album, the first ever record that I've owned, and I've still got it. And it's
Nice.
original, like the self-titled 2001.
Mm.
I played it religiously because I'm going back, showing my age now. I used to have a portable CD player,
Mm.
the big chunky things.
Yeah.
I can't remember what else it was. There was like a compilation album I had which had Feeder on it as well. But I mainly listened to the Gorillaz self-titled. So it was Clint Eastwood for me.
Nice. That's a good one. It's a good shout, is that? Anybody else?
This isn't necessarily a memory that I have myself, but it's a memory that my family tell me about all the time. And apparently when I was a toddler, I really loved the song Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to it much nowadays, if I'm honest, but like apparently when I was a toddler, it was like my favorite song, and I used to ask for them to put on my song all the time. Apparently, I really loved that.
Nice song. That's a good one. So what music was playing in your house when you were growing up then? Kind of similar stuff or?
Oh, absolutely everything. My dad was more of a sort of classic rocker, so he loved all his like Guns N' Roses, his Whitesnake,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. My mum
Yeah.
was sort of into her like, you know, things like Elvis, and I don't really remember how I came across him, but Michael Jackson was one of my biggest influences from like a super super young age. I was like 4 years old when I first got into Michael Jackson, I think, and it just is it's something that's just followed me for the rest of my life. I just love his music so much, but I don't know where it came from because neither of my parents
Yeah,
is
yeah.
super mad on him.
Oh, that's
So
amazing. So can you remember when you kind of wanted to start playing music? Or maybe pick up a guitar, play drums, or write a song?
I used to have guitar lessons when I think that was when what age was I? I'd say about like six, as early as six.
Yeah.
Having going playing guitar lessons, uh, just getting like a tutor.
Hmm?
Never really stuck to it because it was my grandpa who showed me my first chords back when I could actually hold a guitar. Never mind know how to play it.
Yeah.
But I never really done anything with it until I reached about like I'd say third year of high school.
Yeah.
Because and then going into like my later years of high school when your exams become more
Yeah.
important. I was starting to go to gigs, starting to really enjoy like listening to new music, and then going and seeing live gigs, and I was just like, this is kind of what I want to do
Yeah.
because I have no other interests.
Hmm.
Like I'm not interested in like apart from football, is like cars, like mechanics,
Yeah.
and all that sort of thing. Like you have these people who literally have straight away. I want to be a policeman. This, that, and the next
Yeah.
thing. Whereas for me, it's like, yeah, I want to play music,
Yeah.
and then I really knuckled down in school to get my music sorted,
Hmm.
and then basically as soon as I left school, that's when we started playing music together. So yeah, it's I'd say it's a very early age, but
Yeah.
when you're young, especially as a child, you don't really
Yeah.
see the real benefit of it. Like if you're
Yeah.
doing these lessons, but yeah, I'm kind of glad I done it. To be fair,
That's a good,
Yes.
good granddad. Thanks.
I'm sure you can't see these grey hairs on the camera, can you?
You can't see any on my head either, can you?
But that's got a good like a good 40 years on me. So I obviously no, I want to play guitar. Well, I actually want to play drums first because my dad was a drummer. And I think mum and dad were pretty much just like, we're not having a Wayne playing drums in the house. Like that's just not happening.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
got the guitar instead, and they got me this Stratocaster with like the thickest neck on anything I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, it was from Aldi or something. But I don't even think Aldi even cook up it anymore. And it was by a brand called Sea Giant. It's one of those like do you know the guitars you used to get in, like Rock Band? Where like the headstock is like it's like a white
Numbers for friends.
Aye, it's one of them things, and it's like generally the most unplayable guitar ever.
Yeah.
Apart from I figured out when I was about like 9, if I put it in the neck position and just like strummed openly, I was like, oh, it kind of sounded like Jimi Hendrix. So I got into like my dad was into like punk and kind of power pop and stuff, but when I was
Yeah.
a kid, my first thing was like I loved bands like I loved like dad rock as a kid. Like I still do. I love like Deep Purple, Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
Massive fan of the Allman Brothers. Like
Hmm.
I just love that style of playing, and it was like wasn't until I got older that I started like getting into like songwriting and stuff. But
Yeah.
as a kid, I think it was just like I wanted to be. I remember saying in my leavers speech in primary 7, the golden age,
Yeah.
that I wanted to be a session guitarist because I had it in my head that I was going to be like I don't know like less of a wank version of Joe Bonamassa, um, and also maybe less like balding. Um, but I mean I've still got hair, so it's going okay. It's going okay. Yeah, he's we'll just
Don't talk about that.
Yourself?
I've been just singing for as long as I can remember. I could probably sing before I could talk. My mum was always singing around the house, so I definitely took that after her. And my dad was a keyboardist, so he used to do a lot of gigging just around Glasgow and things like that, just playing keyboard in different bands and things like that. And then I took a little bit of a journey to get where I sort of am today. I started playing the cello in primary 5, and it was dreadful. I was all right at it, but I was just so bored by it. I wasn't really interested in it at all, which is fair enough, trial and error. And then just before I went into high school is when I picked up my first guitar, and I basically kind of taught myself guitar until like exams in high school, when we sort of had to learn like classical guitar, which is when I sort of got my first guitar teacher. And then now, in a sort of almost like full circle moment, I play the synth, so it's almost like I'm back to my roots. I'm back to my dad and my mum's influence, so that feels kind of special.
So you guys, you obviously started playing music when you left high school.
Well,
So you didn't go. Did you study in college or uni or anything like that with music?
No, I was, my first proper band was when I was about 15. So I was in a band before I met Div, and then I joined the band with Div when I was still maybe 15, 16. And my first band did quite well. Like, we did quite a lot of festivals. We did the last ever Tea in the Park. We played Great Escape in Brighton. We played Neighbourhood Festival in Manchester. It was a great experience, but I think looking back on it, I was talking to Claude this the other day, I was like, we were absolute garbage, like we were terrible. But the experiences that I got at such a young age made me feel like I've been doing this for like 30 years, and I've actually only been doing it for like 10.
Which is mad to think about it, even like, as you say, with one band and then with the other band. Because we done the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
In 2018. It's just mental. I wanted to take it to like a further education after high school, but for some reason the college that I was trying to join lost my application.
Oh.
So I was like, I literally had to find work, either that or I'm not going anywhere. But I think obviously starting bands earlier on and actually doing it, I've possibly learned more than what I would sitting in a classroom. Listening to somebody talk garbage for 5 hours a day, So it would have been nice, but I'm kind of glad that I've done it the hard way, where I've been on the road with Matt, because we've done a couple of tours with our previous band, and actually figuring it out for ourselves, really. I feel that's been better.
Definitely.
Like widen the knowledge of music for live gigs and stuff, and how a band really works.
Yeah, of course, So how did you all get together as a band then? How did you all meet?
Well,
go back, myself and Div were in a band from about 2015 till about 2018. When that all fell apart, I did a thing on my own with a couple of other pals, and then COVID happened. And it wasn't until about midway through COVID that Div decided he wanted to try and do something himself. But Div had been the drummer in my last band, so we knew he could sing. He did a little back vocals, but I didn't know he could play guitar well enough to front a band. So when he said he wanted to form his own band, I was like, okay, cool. So I kind of helped him out with. The original idea was I was going to play guitar for him until he found someone else, and then fast forward 3-4 years, and we're here now. This is also Chloe's first ever band. So we've kind of, in inadvertent ways, I've also known Div since I was like a teenager, but I've only met Chloe the past maybe year or so. So it's a case of like, I think we've picked all the best bits of like our own respective childhoods, and just picked the best people along the way. Because our current drummer was the drummer in my last band before I joined up with Div, and Kieran, our bass player, was in a band years ago that Div used to know and helped out a couple of times as well. So it's all kind of came
Yeah.
we managed to find 5 people who all share a common goal and want to do something different.
So have you all been playing like the same music though? You know, like you're playing now? Is it similar music or completely different?
Completely different. For when me and Matt started out, it was kind of like indie sort of, what would you what would you call it apart from mince?
We wanted we wanted to be like I wanted to be a shoegaze band at the start because I was like 15, 16 and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Because this was a thing before like the kind of current thing when I think the most recent shoegaze band you had was maybe like Dive and My Bloody Valentine had got back together recently and Ride started touring again and it was a cool thing a lot of people weren't doing, so something that myself and our guitarist at the time, John Drill, we were really into that.
Yeah. We were surrounded by a lot of punk bands as well, so it's like in Glasgow, like the punk scene for when we started and were gigging, it was rife. Like there's so many bands coming through like punk, whereas we're like we try and play shoegaze. So it's like it was a complete and total curveball, but it still managed to fit. Whereas now it's like we're still not fitting. But everything that's happening around us is kinda on the same page.
Yeah.
But we're just trying to do something different to what other folk aren't.
I think you are doing something different, aren't you? Because I've been listening to your album and I can't put my finger on the sound that what's coming over.
Thank you, because that's what I wanted.
You always try and compare bands with other bands as soon as you listen to them, and I'm like, I can't. It's a right mixture of music, of sound, and I can't put my finger on it.
The two absolute favourite ones that I've had so far has been we've had songs compared to if Radiohead wrote a black metal song, and my personal favourite is Black Country New Road if they were forced to work manual labour. So I think it's a combination of loads of things because like we all come from like fairly working class backgrounds, but the music we're influenced by is like so vast and it's across such wide genres. Like when I was in my last band, and I think the influence creeped into this as well. All I listened to was like King Crimson and Genesis and that kind of like even like stuff like Amon Duel and Ashra Temple, like stuff that it's not exactly cool to listen to when everyone else comes into like punk. But I think it's shaped and molded the sound that we make now. But I think we're trying to make something that's like accessible enough that people will buy into it, but also weird enough that people are like, that's interesting, but not weird to a point of being like, we're just hitting it with like, I don't know, like a Merzbow record or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it going down really well, like in America, your kind of music.
It's mental.
It is strange because we've spoken about this numerous times in a couple of other interviews. Is just that we tend to find that we're getting more attention from places like America and Germany, Italy, France, these kind of places than we are actually back at home. So when we speak to someone like yourself, when you speak to someone actually like on like home soil, it's nice to hear people who actually listen to the record because there's people who stay like 5 minutes down the road and it's like no interest whatsoever, and it's like that's cool, but I think we're kind of finding comfort in the fact that maybe we don't fit in here, and that's cool. And if people from abroad are listening, that's cool to me at least. That people are interested enough to seek us out. And most of the comments, most people who have been buying things on like Bandcamp and stuff, it's been people from places that I never would have thought in a million years would even hear us. We had 2 people from like Armenia buying the other day.
Puerto Rico as well.
Yeah, Puerto Rico. Loads of people in California. It's wild.
100%. I can see you going down in the States. Absolutely. So people from Germany as well. I can see that. Yeah.
We've got quite a few quite vocal. I don't like to use the word fans, but it's like quite vocal people who support us in Germany.
Like a mom.
Yeah, we're hoping to get over there at some point soon. We are going to Italy in November.
So we're trying to get a couple of dates. Like we were talking about Amsterdam.
Yeah, Amsterdam.
They obviously make it.
Yeah.
Not more worthwhile. Kind of like gets us seeing places and hopefully getting more people
Yeah.
like the ones that we see in like Facebook and it's been mainly Reddit that we've been on because Matt loves like all the subreddits, and that's where most of this came from.
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
It's just like Matt putting like clips of the album on
Yeah.
Reddit and folk jumping on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, you just never know who's listening, do you? Or you never know where it's going to end up.
exactly,
Yeah, sure.
because we've had messages for people in, as Matt says, America, basically saying like, I've listened to this religiously. I've sent it to about like 40 people that I know,
Yeah.
and it's just like you didn't have to do that, but thanks. But it's nice. It's a very weird and wonderful feeling.
Yeah. So you think you might be touring, going to Italy and Germany?
Yeah, no, we are. It's nothing's really set in stone yet. Like
Yeah.
location wise,
Besides Italy, yeah.
besides Italy's a big one, so that's 100% confirmed.
Where is it in Italy you're playing in?
We're still waiting on confirmation yet. But basically, the deal is we're playing with a band who are currently on tour in Italy.
Yeah.
And they are deciding where would be the best places to go, essentially.
Aye.
But we are going there.
Okay.
We're hitting up Newcastle next month.
Hmm.
We're playing Little Buildings on the what date was it?
The 17th.
I was about to say 14th, but we've got a headline gig this month on the 14th. 17th of April. We're doing London
Yep, in September.
in September, thank you. Chloe's a personal calendar, as you see. I'm absolutely rotten with dates.
Well, someone needs to have a good memory, you know.
Yeah, so London in September. We're going to try and fit a few dates around that.
Yeah.
November, I think we're hitting Manchester. So it's like we're building the calendar as we go along.
Yeah.
And try to get to as many places as we can that we wanted to see.
He's also just forgot that we're hitting up the capital of Europe next month, Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, yeah, we're hitting the capital. Yeah, we're going to Aberdeen.
Why are you playing in Manchester then?
I think it's Gulliver's.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Gulliver's. Yeah, that's the start of November. Am I right?
Yeah.
Calendar.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think it's Gulliver's start of November.
Oh, that's a noisy, sweaty little pub. It's great, is that?
So we're slowly building a good tour. We're going to Ireland as well in October.
Yeah.
Having a couple of days in Ireland, so yeah, it's looking to be an exciting year for us.
Definitely. So how would you kind of describe your sound then?
Noise. Utter chaos.
I think we kind of try and take the best bits of all the things we're interested in. Like, there's parts in the record that there's a lot of influences from, obviously, the shoegaze thing that we did before. A lot of influences from, like, seems like post-everything music. Like post-rock, post-metal, post-hardcore. You've got influences in there, but it's also, like, keeping the sort of just, like, as I said to them before, I was like, I didn't realise that until this album came out that for the past 10 years of my life, all I've been trying to make is just like a rock album that I wanted to listen to. And that's kind of what I've achieved now with this, is making a record that is just a rock album that covers pretty much all the bases that I wanted to cover. And yeah, it's about finding that kind of niche. Like, I guess, and we talked about it the other day of saying like how we don't want to do this again. Really, it's like not a case of like we don't want to play music ever again. Just like I feel like we've made the rock album, and that's I don't think there's any point in rehashing it again. So we're like we could be happy with it in the way it's been received as well. So just like the emphasis coming through just now on this record, it's going to be even weirder going forward.
So who kind of brings ideas to the table first then, you know, when you're writing?
It was Matt first, because like as he will profess for the rest of the time, the album basically came from necessity, which it did. I think it's agreeable that it really did.
Well,
because when I first came up with the idea of doing this band, it was so rushed to the point where I booked a gig before I even had a set list or any other band members. So it was like we got it done like in just over a week, we got a full set list.
Wow, yeah.
Got a band together, played the gig, and then we had another one. One of my mates' bands through in Edinburgh were playing a headline show and wanted us to come through, so I was like, right, cool, no bother. And then we're like, right, we need more songs. So,
Yeah.
but Matt's he's always writing.
Yeah.
So I think you came in with initial ideas for like portals and very early on, and then we after a couple of gigs we literally just sat down and was like, right, I've got this album here.
Yeah.
We're going to sit down like and work it out together. So it has been a full creative process between.
Yeah.
There was 4 of us at the time before Chloe came in to do backing vocals when we were finishing off the recording, doing the overdubs. But it is a collective process, even though Matt does come in with like the initial ideas.
Yeah.
I think the idea going forward was that this, as Div said, it was a necessity because we'd been, as I said, when I first joined this band, I only wanted to be in the band just to help Div until he found someone else. And then it came to the point where it was like 3 or 4 months after that first gig, and we still had the exact same songs as we'd had when me and Div sat down in that room and rushed through 5 songs in the space of 2 days. So I was like, if this is going to go any further, I'm going to need to do something. And it was like 1 song became 2, and then 2 became 4, and then 4 became 8, and then we ended up with the album that we've got now. But again, as I was saying, it's out of necessity. It's like I'm happy when I'm writing lyrics. I'm not a massive guy of being like I love to write a full song anymore. I used to do that all the time, but I think now it's more the enjoyment out of, as I've said to everyone else, it's the idea is that first album was done for the purpose of getting us on the map. Everything else from here on out is now going to be a joint effort. I'm not doing anything on my own anymore because there's no joy in that. And I think as well is at the end of the day is I've said since the start, it was like if it was just one person's band, it would only be one person on the posters. It would only be one person's name on the record. So I just don't.
Yeah, I tried that and it didn't work. Try to be the face or something. I'm just like going from being a drummer for like 5-6 years to being a frontman of a band, but yeah, I can't do it myself. So yeah. The thing is, like when me and Matt first started playing together, it was like I think I was the only one working at the time. So it's like I would go to work and then I would check my phone and it's like, oh, I've got like 4 full finished songs here. And I'm like, mate, it's not even 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And you get 4 finished songs, so it's like he's always been one for just like spewing out music, which has always been.
It sounds awful.
It sounds awful, yeah, but it's a true point.
And it's to our benefit for sure.
And yeah, so I've basically shackled them to this band purely for that fact.
How did you like the studio then? Did you like the recording process?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was great. It just took a lot longer than we anticipated. We initially, as we've posted quite a lot about, we initially recorded the album in a church called St Mary's in Appin. A great guy called Jamie who he knows the room inside out.
He built it.
He pretty much built it from like pretty much a scrap heap when he
it was a church like, but it's up in the Highlands, and he basically built a recording studio for the ground up. He still holds weddings in it, funnily enough. So it's like it's still a functioning church in some aspect, but he's like some of the contraptions he was pulling out to like basically make it a proper recording studio that he's made himself. Even the hut that we were staying in, he built himself. The knowledge of that room, we felt comfortable enough, even though it was our first time properly meeting them, that we were in good hands. Yeah. So it's just like he knows what sounds good. Just let him do it. But I think we just initially loved the fact that we're recording an album in a church because we wanted to record a live album because we always believe that if you're seeing a band live, you're seeing them at their best.
Yeah, definitely.
So we really wanted to capture that element. So we spent 5 days there, and then we came back to Glasgow with our good friend Jan from Gallus. He helped us do the overdubs. We also need to thank Michael Van Gerwen because we came into the room. I'd done a couple of demos with Jan a few years ago just to kind of test the waters with like the whole band sort of thing. And
Yeah.
I hadn't been in a while, and we walked into this stupidly huge telly.
Yeah, you're talking about 90 inches.
Yeah, it was silly, right? And he was like, it's fine, we'll make it work. And then it was like, because he records with his band in there, there's like we always watch something while we're recording. So like
Right,
he's got the session on his laptop, but we're watching something on the telly, and I've lost track of how many hours of darts we watched.
Yeah, you're talking like recent darts. You're talking about like pre-COVID like championships where you know who's won. You watched like the full 2 hours of darts. I think I learned more about darts in that period of time than I learned about music.
Yeah, because it was darts, it was snooker.
What was the man?
Jailan.
It's a Japanese sport with the
Jailan.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's like a ball they put in this like curved thing that's like a banana, and they just like throw it at the wall. I don't understand the rules of it, but
I think it's just like I think it's the same rules as squash.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't even know how. It's like as Matt says, that's like a big curved banana with a bouncy ball, and they're just rattling it off the wall back and forth.
But Jan's theory is that the sport can't be too exciting, because if it's too exciting, you'll stop paying attention to what you're doing. So like it can't be like football, anything like that, anything that you'll actually care about. It has to be something you can just chuck on in the background.
We did watch the football once, so there was a game on. There was a game on, so we had to watch the football. But yeah, so we done all the overdubs with Jan. It was 2 weeks.
Yeah, must have been about
2 weeks solid, like literally at night. Like we went one night till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
What?
Doing my vocals and like guitar stuff.
Yeah, a lot of things was like we wanted to capture the live essence and the church and get the idea of the live band across, because one of the longest song on the record is Buried at Home, which is like you're exceeding 10 minutes, and we did that in one take with no click. And we recorded it. I've got a video of us just doing that one session, and I remember at the end of it we all just kind of like stopped, and I remember after the 10 minutes obviously was up, we were kind of just waiting for the recording to stop. We just heard Jamie just go, "Is that it?" And then we just kind of looked at each other. It was like, do you want to go again? And we were just like, I think that's it. I think that's it. Like, I don't think we do it again. So we didn't really do much to a lot of those kind of songs, but it's more about refining. Div wasn't really happy with his vocals. There's a couple of drum parts they tweaked. Especially recorded his bass about 5 times, because that's just how he is, and he was coming with new things all the time. So it was genuinely a great process. We'd highly recommend working with Jamie and Jan to anyone who asks.
Did it take a long time to record then, the actual album? Or?
Well, we recorded the live songs. I was actually looking at some of the photos that I took. We recorded the first 5 songs in the first day. Yeah. After we set up the drum kit on the first day when we arrived there, we set up the drum kit and got the right sound and everything. And then it's pretty much just a case of like building the band around the kit. We did the first 5 songs, and then we woke up the next day and did the next couple of songs, and then we did some couple of little overdub bits, like we did for the start of Judas. There's a part on a classical guitar at the start that we recorded individually. And then it was a case of just trying to like beef up what we'd already done. Yeah. And we initially booked for 5-6 days, and then it came to the end of the 4th day, and Jamie was like, I mean, if you're happy with what you've got, like I don't see the point in you staying any extra days. Like there's nothing more that I can do if you're happy with it. So we spent, I think it was a Monday to Thursday, and we came home on the Friday. And yeah, after that we kind of sat with it for a while, and then we realised what we wanted to do overdub wise, and that's when Jan helped us with it. But I think what held us back a lot was we've been through that. We're now on our 3rd drummer, just due to like personal reasons and things. We've now got Drew in the band, who's been a drummer for the past year or so now. Yeah. But again, it was a point where we were going to release the album, and then our last drummer left. And we were like, right, that puts us back to square one again, because we can't bring an album out and then not have a drummer who knows the parts, you know. It's been trying to get back to that point that we were at initially when we when we first recorded the album.
And then obviously getting Chloe in as well after the recording session, because I brought Chloe in to do like backing vocals.
Yeah.
And like me and Matt sat down and it's just like, why don't we just make her an actual member of the band?
Yeah.
But then she's like, I can't play anything really. so well, I think Matt bought a Michael Korg as we call it, just out of necessity, like just to have, you know. And then it's like, Chloe can play that.
This history.
And the rest is history.
So you've got your album launch on the 14th of March, haven't you, up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it sold out gig, or is it just like...
I wish it was still there.
It's definitely getting there.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Again, it's difficult because we attract more attention overseas than we do in Glasgow. And we were talking about this the other day. There seems to be this. I don't know if there's this in England as well, but we find in Scotland there's this thing we like to call riddy culture, where
It's called what?
so riddy means like everything means like it's embarrassing. So it's this thing where like if something's not immediately successful, it's embarrassing to show support for it. No one wants to get involved unless it's immediately like you're playing like O2 Academy or something straight away.
Yeah.
So we feel like you're trying to combat that and try to be like, please can you support my band, but also please don't think I'm embarrassing for making you support my band. But it comes with anything, like you can be making cakes, or you can be playing football or something. It's just like everyone just goes, nah man, that's embarrassing. So like I think that's what we're having to deal with. But we've shifted quite a good amount of tickets.
Yeah.
We've sold a few today even. And we always find as well any gig we've played, it's been a case of like there'll be like 10 tickets sold, and then it'll come to the day of the gig and there's like 80 tickets will sell.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be about 4 hours.
Yeah.
So
is
I
it
can
a
have
big
something.
You were actually in it yesterday. No, yesterday.
we were on
Saturday.
Yeah, it's a brand new venue, but we were in the other day, and it almost reminds me of a similar Glasgow venue, but like it's instead of this Glasgow venue is big in terms of its long. This one is like big in terms of it being wide. So but it was almost the exact same layout. So when I came in, I was like, I feel like I'm 16 again. This feels like deja vu in the woods be possible. But no, we're really looking forward to it. We've got our friends Bone Bag coming down from London. Up from London, yeah, my geography was terrible. And local Glasgow band, Pretty Creatures, are playing with us as well, which we're looking forward to having them both on.
Absolutely.
So what else have you got coming up then for 2026? So obviously you're going to Italy.
It's just keeping the momentum going with the album. We try and play as many gigs as we can outside of our native Glasgow as possible.
Yeah.
We've been encouraged by a lot of the movement in terms of like Bandcamp and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think the more places we can hit up that are reaching out to us from places overseas that we can go to would be great.
Yeah.
But as long as we can keep this momentum going for the rest of the year, that was kind of the main point of this album, was to put us on the map and hopefully keep us there.
Yeah.
And then we could just use it as the launch pad for everything else we do going forward. But yeah, we're kind of treating this as like the first formative year of the band, despite the fact that we recorded this album like 2 years ago. But yeah, we've got a lot of things in the pipeline, we've got a lot of plans going ahead, and we're going to plan to have out at least one single by the end of the year as well for the next record.
Nice. You'll have to drop me a message when you're in Manchester. I've got do you plan to release any like vinyl?
Yeah, we were talking this yesterday actually.
Yeah. Vinyl is morbidly expensive.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, like
Thanks to Adele.
thanks to Adele. Yeah.
Who I'm sure is a lovely person.
Yeah. Not for making vinyl absolutely extortionate, taking major enough. We would love to, but for some reason, well, we did speak about it with our manager last night.
Yeah.
It is looking a lot more doable now than we were looking at.
Yeah.
Because there's so many places that just expect you to pay through the nose.
Yeah.
To get something like a vinyl, because he's always collecting vinyl.
Yeah.
I've kind of started collecting vinyl. Most of them were his. So I've not really had to spend much. Not maybe nothing at all. So but like a lot of people have been asking for like vinyls. We get asked for tapes.
You have to, we've been asked for like what I would like think has been like 90s and 90s media more than vinyl. I asked a lot for CDs, I asked a lot for cassettes.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at some sort of like physical medium going forward, but for the now we'll be focusing on like you know, your usual t-shirts, tote bags, stuff you're mocking by. So stuff you're dark and wear about the house. But we are going to look into that further down the line. I like thinking that the records have been like two halves because as a concept album, and I always think that the album finishes the first side at Judas, as I've always said, and the second half is Memory Fires to the end. So I would love to have it in vinyl one day, but it would be great to have that out.
People asking for cassettes though as well. I don't.
Yeah, aye. We've had a lot of people asking for cassettes. I think it's just a nostalgia factor.
Yeah. So it's something that I think people like things they can hold. I think that's something that's been lost with like current, not even just music, but a lot of things in general. Is like people like things that are tangible. They love to be something. They love to be able to like, I like this funny little bit of plastic. It's cool. Same reason I've been collecting records since I was like 7-8 years old. I'm 26 now. And I've got something like 1,300 records or something in my collection. So I love to have like little things. Like the little kits and stuff. So
you should see this house, honestly. The state of this room.
I think we're asking for vinyl more for people to actually listen to, and then probably cassettes just for like that, the merch factor on it. So something to maybe sell on if we ever hit the big time.
I think it merits a vinyl though, do you? Definitely.
Yeah.
The new album.
The old band done a vinyl.
Yeah, we did a record.
It was just like, what was it, 4 singles?
Yeah, it was 4 singles, but we put it in an EP. And I mean, we sold, I think it was overestimated thing, because see we pressed 100, the first 100 sold in about 4 days. But we pressed 300, and I've currently got about 65 upstairs from 2018 that I don't think I could give away as toilet paper, so... I mean, it would be the worst wipe in the world, with, you know, borderline shellac.
But I think that's the thing, is like we've had a lot of interest in it, but we're trying to weigh up whether it's interest enough to like, you know, justify forking out so much money, because like we said, it was so expensive, so we would have to make sure it was definitely...
That's great. Well, thanks guys for coming on and chatting anyway.
Thank you.
It's been really good. It's been really good. Just drop me a line when you're in Manchester. I'd love to come and see you play, definitely.
Sweet.
Yeah, we love to have you.
Yeah, 100%.
Guess this is for you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Right, cheers. Have a good night.
Cheers. Thanks.